Here on the main stage, we got Echofox and Nimbus getting ready to lock it up here. Battle for top 4 right here, guys. I'm gonna start over here with you, Toady, now. You guys play Echofox already in this tournament. You lost. What have you learned from your loss that's gonna help you propel to victory this time?
Keeping our composure and staying focused. We weren't focused that match against them.
Okay, now, what you guys see any weaknesses in Echofox that you get to exploit? How are you gonna really take them down here?
They have a lot of weaknesses.
Okay.
Weak players, especially. Kenny's one of them.
All right, he's talking about weak players over here. Now, you guys coming off a loss yourself against Ghost. Tell me what you learned about your squad during that matchup.
I mean, we didn't learn anything new. We need to keep our energy up and make sure that we're staying positive with each other, and that's propelled us to obviously go to Grand Finals last event and do well just in general. So we need to stay positive and keep the energy up.
Now, you already played this Nimbus squad. What happened in the first game and what's going to happen in this one?
What happened last match is exactly what's going to happen here. We're going to keep our energy up. We're going to expose the stupid plays that they make, up bang into our shotguns, and we're just going to expose them into them like last time.
Now, you said you got some weak players over here. I don't think you believe that's true, but you said they got some stupid plays. How about their players? How they players looking over there?
Well, they're not Grand Finalists. This is their first Sunday they made, so they should show a little respect.
You going to show some respect in this game?
No.
No respect. It's a battle for top 4. Echofox, Nimbus, lock it up!
The key to winning in our team is to use all the feelings you had in the past, all the things that got you to this point, and release it when you're playing. I like the competitiveness, the man versus man aspect, team versus team. It's a different way of liking it. One thing I always taught myself is never fear anything. It's an obvious thing to tell yourself is don't be scared. But once you're on the battlefield, it's just all about not forgetting. I'm very confident about our team. I know at live tournaments when there's pressure on the line, I have really good veteran players that know how to handle that. You have to play for the man on your right and your left. You can't play for yourself.
Welcome back to the Gears Pro Circuit, San Diego Open. I'm your host, Veli. I am here today with Immortal Spawn, Golden Boy, and my man, Colin Clark. But I have a question. Paying it off to Echofox a little bit, a team that we know to be top 2 in the game, they're going against Nimbus, Rising Stars. The one thing about Nimbus that they're going to have to do, all right, they rolled through open bracket, undefeated. They went through pool play, did extremely well. Yes, they've beaten pro teams, but now you're going against the top dog. That play style is going to be challenged now, because when you go against the likes of Echofox, they're going to challenge things. They're going to put down weapon placements to take away from your best fights. They're really going to see what you're made of.
You know, I think Echofox coming out here has to do what they do best. They've got 3 really good, really smart veteran players that can help game plan around a lot of the weaknesses that teams show, and anytime you slip up, they got to take full advantage with 2 amazing slayers on that team. Let's never forget the names Icy and Powers. Those 2 guys can just take anything you got, rip it to shreds.
Yeah, you know what, though? I just want to say, strategically speaking, Nimbus in their matchup against Elevate that I had the pleasure to cast on Bravo have been showing that
they're adapting,
strategically speaking, they are a very sound team. So yeah, like, you know, when it comes down to the strategy of Gears of War, this squad is they are on the money, and I think they took a lot of lessons from that Elevate matchup, and they're going to apply it here against Echofox.
The more matches they have in this tournament, the better. Speaking to Nimbus, and you know, these are some of the most exciting matches we can see. You have Echofox, a team that is seasoned on Championship Sunday, been here every day, very comfortable with it. Nimbus, first time really, you know, getting this far into a tournament, and it's just going to be one of those matches where who's going to be here, who's going to be playing their game today.
Hey, Golden Boy, I have a question. Take a look to your left. What color is this tie?
Oh, wow. It almost looks like you're rooting for Echofox.
Colin, are you rooting for Echofox? Is that your prediction?
There is no bias on this side of the deck, but I will go ahead and make a prediction for this matchup. I've seen these 2 teams play a lot, and in the actual majority of these matches, Echofox comes out on top. I think they have a bit of Nimbus's number, but if you're Nimbus, you got to stay hungry, you got to stay composed, because if you lose that composure early in these games, Echofox will begin to steamroll and do what we saw them do in New Orleans. Orleans and just run right over all the rest of these teams.
So strategically speaking on Foundation, what are we able to expect?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see a lot of fights down low. We've been seeing a lot of boom plays down middle of this tournament. I think this is a great map for Nimbus to really start off. You really can't, slow the game down too much on Foundation. Maybe something that Echofox would like to do against a team that's not as seasoned and experienced playing on Sunday. So if they come out hot, if they come out fearless, they could really light the fire here early.
Big time.
Yeah, I'm more excited for that Impact game because that was going to be the choice of Nimbus, and it was Nimbus's pick again. They have plans on that map. The way that they play, they really like to let Demise kind of be their support player that gives them that coverage, and players know that. But when you shut down one area of strength for Nimbus, then you have Forrest and Toddy who are just boxing you out down low. So there's a lot of just good movement that this team's able to make. Shut down one lane, another one opens up.
And you know what the genius about that is, Golden Boy? Impact isn't a map that we see all the time. When you play against these top teams, you're going to want to throw these curveballs. You want to make them play on turf that they're not used to playing all the time.
Yeah, you want to get them in uncomfortable situations. You want to get them into places that maybe they're a little shaky, especially on a championship Sunday. You want to try to get those nerves high. But you want to know a prediction from myself, other than just Echofox probably taking this? We're talking about Nimbus. Their quote is sky's the limit. My big prediction is that for the sky to be the limit, it needs to be clear skies. But when it gets icy, there's dark skies all around, and that's a big factor for this team.
We saw what he did there.
I see what he did there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick things off with Nimbus going toe-to-toe against one of the Titans of Gears of War, Echofox. Golden Boy Colin, take it away.
Thank you so much, Veli and Immortal Spawn. Here we go. This is going to be a great matchup. You got Echofox, as we've said time and time again, the Titans of this esport going up against young, hungry players in Nimbus. And I've had the pleasure to cast a lot of Nimbus this weekend, and I've been so impressed by this team.
This team has played well above their weight class. They had to fight out of that open bracket, but once they got into pool play, they showed no fear against some of these more established organizations and teams and players, and they have come out swinging against everybody. But I love this setup. Look at that. First into the fight, Kenny and Icy. They're trying to take that open side along with Franchise. Force, though, he's going to make sure there's nobody else over here. He's going to do a little bit of an OE. That's a big flank coming out. If you're Echofox, you have to be prepared for that. You have to know where that player is. I think Force has been lost in the fog of war with all those smokes coming out.
Yeah, he had a plan, it looked like, in the beginning there, which was to get around and maybe catch some players unaware. But here's the good news, though. Handles is going to be going over here to A. Force is waiting for this player to come out, and because of that, he's able to take out Kyle as soon as he makes his way through. We're looking at a potential domination here if things start to get a little dicey. It's going to come down to Handles here. He needs to win this 1v1, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do so. And he called Kenny, Toddy called Kenny one of the weaker players on Echofox. I just don't know if I necessarily agree with that. This guy is playing with a lot of conviction in this tournament.
Long-time established player, Kenny. Kenny bounced from the house of bounce, always making plays, always doing the right things. But here you see Toddy on that top table area. He's going to survey the map. He's going to have to figure out where these members of Echofox are going when they come off spawn. And we can see it through that X-ray. You see 4 members flooding down into that Pistons area. Here come the smokes, but Demise coming in from that open. He's possibly going to be putting in shots on that back little coverage. Now we're going to go on board with Demise. Demise seeing the marks, and he knows that if he just throws the Lancer out there, he can force somebody into a bad situation. Nice. Another triple cap possibility coming through, though. Look at the kills. It's all red on that kill feed so far. There it is. 5-man wipe, and they're taking early leads. They are showing great composure.
Very well done, and they are letting them know this is what they needed to do. Start this game strong. They establish presence, and as well, Nimbus are carrying on that strategic play that they have been doing throughout this entire competition. You saw it in the beginning, right? We talked about maybe Force was like a little lost in the fog of war, and he went a little too far ahead, overextended a little too much, and that may have been the case, but they had a plan. It came down to Kenny winning that 1v1 there against Handles, and that's why I didn't win that round earlier. But that game, that round in particular, was Nimbus in control, and that was very well done. Now we're gonna go into round number 2.
So right now, the man we couldn't stop talking about in New Orleans has no kills. Powers has to get it going here. He has to start that fire and be a bit of a matchstick for his team. But with the M-bar being placed down in that Pistons area, you can no longer lose this fight. This initial becomes so much more important. And look at that Echofox flooding into the Piston area franchise, getting that first kill. Demise, though, trading out with him. So they're going to push him up that ramp. And it looks like they were going to continue to push that advantage, but they're going to settle in here, and I think they're going to try to get that M-bar in the hands of Icy and let him try to do some work.
Yeah, you're going to look for Icy to be that point man for this team, but a lot of action coming down low here. Kyle's going to get that headshot onto Toddy, and that is going to be the end of that push. You have a couple players here scrambling about. Kenny's baiting him effectively, but no, they're going to have the turnaround there. Handles gets the kill onto Kyle. Can Kenny follow it up with one of his own? Handles still continuing to stay alive, and now Kenny is trying to run away, but he won't be able to get away quickly enough. And Handles or just doing business down low. Now it's going to be up to Icy here, who's getting peppered up with a lot of shots. He's going to need to back away, but the domination now in 4 seconds, 3 seconds. They got to get there quickly enough, and they are going to be able to deny that just in the nick of time. 3 players managed to get inside a C, but there are a lot of red players circling around there.
Yeah, the extra bodies in the hill helps it decap a little bit faster, so you get a little bit of a safety net, buy yourself some time. But immediately, they are not stopping. They are going to get this momentum, take this advantage, and continue to put a foot on the throat of Echofox early in this game. And it looks like they're going to try to take this 2-1 advantage in rounds.
Powers, though, maybe the young guy can do it. Powers gets the double, but gets shut down. And here comes the potential domination yet again. Franchise now won't be able to break it in time, and Nimbus are going to start this one off with 2. And Toddy's letting them know. I love this. He's just get in their face, get them frustrated, get Powers, this young player as well. I believe he also played with these guys on Nimbus. You just got to get them frustrated.
Get them frustrated, get them rattled, even though they are championship caliber players. If you can get them looking at each other, trying to figure out what's going on and not focused on the gameplay, I think that's probably one of the best things against Echofox, because we all know they're great tacticians. They're able to slow the game down. And here we go into round number 3. Icy with only 1 kill. Kenny, though, leading the way with 4, but on the opposite side of the map, on the opposite side of the situation, Demise already at 9 kills after 2 rounds. He's doing everything for his team. He's being a jack of all trades and a master of some.
And it's nice to see Demise perform like that. In that Elevate matchup, he was just a very solid core for this team, right? You can always kind of count on Demise to be that person to pick up some critical kills when you needed it most, and he is heating up, and a hot Demise here is something that Echofox does not want to see. Powers going to be right in front of him, but you saw him kind of in that last moment there and ends up going down. Powers waited that one out beautifully. Now things are going to slow down here for Nimbus, as Toddy does have that Marksa. It's going to need, he turns around to try and deal with Icy, but it seems like Echofox, they're going to be able to react instantly, and you think that it's all going to be Nimbus, but Echofox, the veterans, the titans of the game, manage to get a round win.
So I think that's actually a really big moment in this matchup right now. Icy basically went ahead, took a 1v1. He knew that if he got that kill, he could get on that hill, start to decap him, possibly win the round for his team. You got to focus on a player like that. If he gets confidence behind him, he's almost unstoppable. So if you're Nimbus, you got to look at Icy, keep him under control, keep his emotions low. But if you're Echofox, take the chains off the beast. Let the big man run.
So Nimbus looking to deny this statue placement, which, you know, pretty smart there. I mean, I think the M-bar has not necessarily been the biggest difference maker in this one. And if you're Echofox too, you also know that Nimbus, they love playing around that torque bow. They're not going to really get the option to be able to throw that down, maybe in the next half if they have the opportunity to do so. But that Elevate game that we saw earlier was just literally a game of cat and mouse with the torque bow as the cheese, as the bait, so to speak here. Icy opens it up with a kill onto Force right away.
Yeah, Icy opening it up, and here we go. We're going to follow him in to that open area, finding out that he doesn't need it right there, so he's going to rotate back to the home hill. He could be in a true 1v1 here with Jeff, but as we see on the X-ray, there's a second member. That is Franchise coming from the statue area. He's going to get some great shots on. They're going to play the damage game. Look at that, getting him caught in a little bit of a cage, using all of their primary weapons to their advantage. Snub, the Lancer, get damage, get it down. Easy kill for Icy and Franchise there. Now Franchise on that top street being watched over by Icy. He's going to rotate off, and here we go. Let's get on board with Franchise, see what he does, because the rotation starts to be called, I think, to go down to that cave side.
They have the numbers up now. Nimbus were able to get Jeff back in. Jeff has been largely ineffective in this game thus far. Hopefully he's going to be able to turn things up here. I think I saw him going into this round. He had 0 kills, but it's still very early in this game. And they're going to just look to play the statue area of a franchise gets to stop on the Force. And now that that Force is out of this fight, that is really going to be a substantial amount of slaves that will be missed there. But Handles is going to have to pick up the slack. Icy with the kill onto Handles, and Powers follows up right away, takes out Jeff.
So now with 3 dead, you're in a 5v2 with 1 member finally coming back off spawn. That is Force. It's going to be coming off back spawn. Push your numbers. Use your numbers to keep numbers, as my main man PR always says. The triple cap domination possibly coming in, but Demise, I believe, will get to that C hill in time. So A and C kind of being fought for right now, especially C. Demise getting taken down, though. Franchise going to go ahead and cap that hill up. He needs to get the call out for numbers.
Gave his teammates enough time to be able to rotate over to their home, get control of that one yet again, but the points advantage for Nimbus, or excuse me, for Echofox cannot be ignored here. They have B and C control. They have a majority of the points on the board. They have the lead. This is looking really good. And, you know, I would say it was a slow start for Echofox, but they're starting to, you know, kind of get their sea legs here, so to speak, and really start to balance themselves out here as they are trying to tie this game up here at the beginning.
This is like a great mid-match huddle for both teams. Both teams let all their numbers get together. They went ahead and got a game plan and said, we got one big push, we have to win. But as soon as they tried to get down that cave, they got shut down by Kenny, and now Kyle picking up those kills at the foundations area. And look at that, another one just for good measure comes in from Icy. That's a full team wipe. That's a big blow to Nimbus's confidence, I think, because they got together, they had all the time in the world to basically figure out what they wanted to do, how they wanted to push, and it was shut down quite handedly by Echofox.
And the longer that the games go on, it benefits Echofox. Really, Nimbus thrives in the chaos at the beginning. That's something that they've been doing really well. But the second that you start to stagger those respawns and you start to see the longer respawns come to fruition, that's where things start to get dicey now. And an instant drop of the boom shot bottom mid tells me Nimbus has a plan here, Colin.
Well, Nimbus has to have some kind of idea, especially because you pointed it out yourself. I couldn't have said it better. Nimbus, they thrive in that chaotic area in the open with all the smokes, all the shotgun battles in that initial fight. So they want to make it all about that. They know that's their strength and they're going to play to it. Look at Kenny, though, trying to roll in. He had his hand over his face. He was smoked out, but the first 2 kills coming through for Echofox. Make that 3, 4 now. Handles all by himself in a 5v1 situation. He finds himself all alone against 5 Foxes. The Skulk is now on the prowl. They get the down, they get the kill, and they're gonna wrap this one up.
That was just domination from Echofox, and now you're starting to see the veterans get up and get loud. Nimbus need to communicate and figure out what they want to do. So let's go into an Astro listen-in with Nimbus.
It's every time you play us. Oh, it's 7. Every time you play us, Jeff.
Instance. It's something to handle. Handles gonna win that shit. Let's get it, Handles. Let's get it, baby.
Oh, bro, I had no time to find my fight. There was a bar there. He picked up Mark's hand.
Yeah, too. Worked. Icy's watching it every single time. He knows I'm playing. From anything we get in, knows it's something.
You're doing it again, bro. My kid's back with Mark's on.
Can't get it, buddy.
I got boom jump. It's 3 dead. I got 1 on me.
Break.
I got a hill.
Okay, I'm going. We're dead.
There's a Mark's on me, though. He's
on me.
Okay. That's the last kid. That's it. That's the last kid. It's long respawns, bro. Let's get it. That's 5 dead. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's get it, baby.
Listen, bro. We win this fucking map, it's 2-0. That's simple. Win this fucking map.
Very, very interesting listening there with Nimbus. 1, I have to commend them for maintaining their composure even when they're getting yelled at by Echofox. 2, the way that they handled that next round tied the game up here, gave Nimbus some fresh life. And, you know, even though Jeff right now is 0-7, they're not pinning anything on him. these young players are playing like some vets here, Colin.
I love what I heard right there. They said, let's put something down for Handles, who they knew was going to be in a 1v1 in that Pistons area. Let's get instants down. Handles, go ahead. Handle your business, big man. So they let that put be placed, and then they took care of business. And now Force, lost in the fog of war, I think yet again, gets a kill on Fran. Jeff getting a kill on Icy. So look at Force. He knows his positioning. He knows where he has to be to help his teammates out. He's in a 1v with Kyle, and Kyle heads down right into the barrel of that shotgun and gets exploded.
That is the guy you gotta look out for, people. Force has been living up to that name. He's been a force to be reckoned with in this competition thus far. But Powers, though, and Kenny working together here to be able to secure the neutral, take care of the statue in E. But for the time being, Nimbus, they have the 2-home control, and they're able to hold that one down quite nicely, and that's a good rotation coming out of there too, if need be.
So when they come off spawn, they were able to probably get a mark on Franchise as he tried to rotate into that F-hill. They instantly gibbed him, but now everybody is rotated out. And look at Powers on a little bit of a sneaky play. He's running a little side mission. That first shot, just a full brick. He can't get the down. There he goes. So they've got that first down. Icy's going to probably tap up. They've wiped 4 players off the map in quick succession, though. But Handles coming right back off spawn. That's a great play by him to at least delay it a little bit. Now Kenny, that's a misroll. He's going to be taken out. They're going to be fighting over this hill. If Echofox can win this exchange, they might be able to win the round, but they will not. They'll get shut down. That's great defense.
The match continues here. A small, fragile lead for Nimbus currently. Franchise, though, he smells blood and he's going to go right for it. And that has to be frustrating if you're Nimbus to see a player just rotate in like that and take possession of your home. You're going to have to deal with this guy. Icy gets the kill onto Toddy, sends him down. You also have Demise, who's going to be down and out for the time being here. And Handles has been immaculate thus far. Even though he got taken out there, he has been such a neutralizer for Nimbus in this particular round, saving them when they needed them the most. But now, though, this has been a closely, hotly contested game here. Kenny does go down. Toddy gets the pickup. They should be able to get E here, Colin. Potential domination here is Icy's actually going to be playing around the home of Nimbus, and he's staying alive long enough that's allowing his teammates to get back into the fight. It's taking 2 players to have to deal with that one guy, which drags a lot of activity away, but still, though, keeps Nimbus in the lead.
It keeps him in the lead. It gives him a little bit of breathing room, and we're going to see, I think, basically the opposite side of the situation we saw earlier, where Nimbus got all their forces off spawn, and they made a game plan, and they tried to initiate one final push to take control of the map here. And look at that, all 10 members alive. They're going to go ahead and call out numbers, try to make this initial push. Franchise, a lot of damage there on Force. He gets him to rotate back. Powers, though, gets opened up on, and you've got to go right here. You're all the way up to 182. You don't have any time left. You can't catch your breath. You've got to go. You got to fly.
You got to make a move here. The thing is, they have F, which means they could just win off of that one hill. Jeff and Toddy need to work together here. Kenny's going to be really weak, but he manages to clutch up against one. Is the bounce back here, baby. And Toddy is going to have some help from Kyle, but they still hold F. And if Powers can clutch up, but it's not going to happen here. That is going to do it. And Nimbus are very much in this game. This is a completely different team than what we saw in the pool play matchup against Echofox a little while ago.
Through the first 7 rounds, if you win the initial, you win the round. They've stayed true to that. Also, on the back end, after 6 rounds, we finally see a 210-point round. It had to go the whole way. That's the first war of attrition round. Those are usually big indications to me of how a team is playing. They were able to basically span out the forces, make sure that they could never get anything under their feet, and they basically just kept them under wraps the whole time.
And I had said earlier that the longer the rounds go, it benefits Echofox. Nimbus like to get in there and scramble early on. But also, let's bear in mind, Nimbus wins those initials. Their confidence, the way that they approach the rounds just are that much better. It's been so impressive to see this young team develop. You got to get that first kill, though, and Demise, though, will be the first one down. So Nimbus will go into the fight without one of their key players in this game. That's going to be 3 down for Nimbus via the 1 for Echofox that's down for the time being. And they have the numbers, and they also have the power weapons.
Yeah, Force again going through that middle. This is kind of like that first season push we saw by Team Envious. They did a second half strike where they had somebody go all the way through the middle of the map, be behind the rest of the team. He finally gets cleaned up though. Force is going to be taken out, and now we're going to go with Demise on the opposite side of the map. He's going to have to rotate over quickly to that E-hill to try to give some help to his teammates, try to get over there and give a little bit of support fire.
Low.
Here comes that drop shot though. It misses with the second shot. Franchise has no idea. Great flank by Demise.
Very, very well done from Demise. They have 2 players here, and oh, that could have been really bad, but Kyle saw him coming around the corner. They still have the drop shot. Kenny is going to lay down that fire onto Jeff, and Jeff still continuing to just be a non-factor in this game, and you hate to see that happen here. He really hasn't been shining thus far. Despite it, though, Nimbus have been playing very well, and maybe that, I don't want to, you know, harken on Jeff too much, right? They're still in the lead, but everyone at this point, especially against Echofox, everyone needs to step up here. It's go time.
That entire flank was initiated by lack of lane coverage. Foundation kind of boils down to 3 big hallways, and if you can make sure you got eyes on all those hallways, you can't get flanked like that. Demise knows that there's no hall monitor, runs right up on somebody, gets a kill. Here comes Force through the same angle. Kenny getting called out and killed. This is where you have to really take control of this matchup, because you've got a couple kills, you got a couple downs. Take your numbers, use them, and force the issue on those last remaining members of Echofox.
Now they are going to be losing out on that D-hill, but that will be a you know, short-lived moment of I guess respite for Echofox. They nearly were dominated there. Demise though going to be dealing. He will have Force there to help him out. Also, I think Toddy's going to be on the flank too. Can he get there quickly enough? I don't know if he's even trying to push over in that direction. And they clear them out. So they manage to get control of F, but then while all that's going on, they manage Nimbus to get their home back. Drop shot once again in the hands of Echofox. And when they have this weapon, they put it to work.
If you'd have told me that they'd have had the power weapon off spawn and off respawn and they were still losing the round, I'd have never believed you in a million years. But they are down in points right now. This is the situation again. Toddy finally getting called out. And a great shot by Franchise through the window, dropping it in and on his head. So here we go. Can Fran fly to the D-hill and get a break and try to save this round in their favor? He throws one out in a massive rush against Demise and gets taken out by the member off respawn. So right now, there's a fight going down on their home hill, which they have to win, and they have to decap the opposite home. This is a big 1v1, which is won by Powers. Great job by him. Let's fly over. Icy though, a little in-game trash talk on him, and Demise is going to drop that meat shield and fly toward the middle.
So they can, it's going to be very close. I don't know if they're going to be able to win off of just one. They do need to neutralize E. Just don't want to leave it up to chance here, but neutralizing E is exactly what they need to happen here, and they do that. So they're going to cross the 200-point threshold. Franchise is going to go down. They will be losing D, and they do get it back, and they get back E, so they should be able to win this round. Nimbus are that much closer, and this is going to go down to points. Nimbus have the lead here, and like I said, this is a much different game than what we saw in pool play just a little while ago. Different team. They've learned, they've grown. So impressed by this young roster.
I can't say enough about how these guys have come out here and played. They are truly trusting each other. They've put all their faith in one another. They said, let's communicate, no wasted comms. Let's make sure that everything we say is completely relevant to the situation going on. Let's wait and talk trash after the round is over. And the numbers are impressive on the Echofox side, but it's not translating to anything. It doesn't matter how many times you get kills. If you can't get the objective, you're going to continue to lose.
All that matters is the score at the top, the 5-3 that Nimbus have right now. They do need, though, to get this drop shot. They cannot allow Echofox to get the power weapon once again, but that's going to be 3 players down, Colin. They moved in, they capitalized on the initial, they got the first kill and kept it going. They have the drop shot now. We're looking at another potential domination and maybe even a game point for Nimbus if it keeps going like this.
That's the Avalanche. 2 rounds back-to-back at 210, and then a wipe on the initial almost. You get 3 dead, and now you're being forced into your spawn. You have to clean up kills, you have to play for your life, but you don't. They both get downed and out. They're all gone off the map. Powers is off respawn, but there's no chance for him to get in there. There's a wall being set up in front of him. That cloud coverage of Nimbus is way too thick for him to run through.
Now here's my one bit of advice for these young players here is to just save the trash talk for after the game is won. Because Echofox, they've been in this situation before. They can easily get back into this game. Even though it is 6-3, I do not count out Echofox at all in this game. Colin, I'm sure you agree with me.
I completely agree. That looks like they're going to settle in over that boom shot on Statue, and that's a huge shift in the way you have to play this initial, because now you have to spread your forces almost evenly and then take your advantages. Whoever breaks ice is really going to have a defining moment in this round, because if you lose numbers on one side or if you lose numbers on the other, you could lose both of those power weapons early, which could lead to a potential wipe of your team.
Big opportunity here for Nimbus to win on Echofox's pick of Foundation. Game 2 will be Impact, and I've seen the way that Nimbus plays Impact. That is a map that could catch, as Veli said before, these veteran teams off guard. Kenny does get that drop shot, and Demise is going to be one of the first ones to go for Nimbus. A lot of trades coming through. 3 players are going to be down for the young team versus the 1 for Echofox.
And Echofox now needs to take advantage of this. Look at the powers. He's going to go straight on and keep handles damage. He's going to keep handles off kilter a little bit. He's going to have to take that cover, try to get his health back. But great mark by powers. He gets like a little piece of him, lets him know, hey, he's still at our home. And Demise flying toward Icy off spawn, but Icy, big boom shot right there to save and play a little defense. A member, though, of Nimbus is hiding on that corner. Let's see what he does. Oh, he doesn't take the shot. A good save right there by Icy. He's going to try to bait this shot. That's basically a chess match right there. You're going to bait that second shot. You don't want him to get another free kill. You want him to waste it. Over on the home hill, though, Kenny taken out by Toady. Now Icy taking it, missing it. That is the bait you needed. Force, though, getting taken out. Icy's going to have to bounce away for his life. Run, little rabbit, run as you try to get some safety away from Demise and handles.
But he still managed to follow it up with another kill, though, right? At the very least, he could take that, and he's still alive, giving his teammate Powers time to get back there to help him out. Domination in effect for Echofox presently, but you will have Jeff there to stop it for that brief moment. Kyle, though, manages to take him out. Big player force here. Is he going to show why he's been huge this whole game? No, he will not. And Echofox, they're still down. They're still down. But that placement of the boom was a very smart decision from this team.
Still down, but not out of it just yet. That ref is probably at a standing 8 count because you're at map point. But as long as you continue to fight, you can bring yourself back, maybe get it to that dreaded round 13 where you can make people make mistakes. But I think that's the favorite weapon in Nimbus.
Yeah, that is. That's their favorite gun. You put it in the hands of Force, and then you let the kid become a human highlight reel. And it's low. That means that it's going to be a clown fiesta here, people. You got the drop shot and the pistons. You got the boom at the statue. And now you just get a torque bow down low. And you know you cannot let Force get this gun, or else it could be curtains for you. Force gets the first kill. Actually, that's going to be a trade. So 2 big players are going to be out of this game here. Demise and Kenny in that 1v1. Kenny comes out on top. Don't dare say that he's one of the weak players here on Echofox. He's going to prove to you why he's one of the best to touch the controller in Gears of War. And he shines through, wins that fight out, and we are back to square one. That trade was the worst thing that could have happened for Nimbus in that situation.
Kenny's gone Superman on us, though. He's got the boom shot in one hand, and he's got a torque bow on his back, so he has all the power weapons from that side of the map to rotate down here to try to help clean up some easy kills. But Toady there with that Marksa getting great shots and a beautiful headshot on Franchise. So now it's a 2v2 with having to get members off spawn, but Powers sneaky play in. You lose control of that hallway. No hall monitor cut. Watching it.
Tag.
And
sometimes you just bounce a little too much there, man. You can't out-bounce Kenny Bounce, as he's going to be able to shoot that torque bow. He timed that one beautifully. Handles gets chunked as well. Oh, this is insane. And they also need to deal with this drop shot as well, so Demise can never really get an opportunity to establish himself and set up. All the power weapons are going to be for Echofox. They have every gun, and one guy has 2 of them, or had 2 of them.
He had 2 of them. He was Supermaning. I think he went ahead and dropped that boom shot once it was empty, picked up a Nash, so now he's torqued Nash. I believe 3 arrows have come out, so he's got 2 left in his chamber. Let's see what he can do with either of them. I don't hear him revving it up, so he's going to go ahead and take position. Icy's letting him know that he's got 1 possibly pushing him. That is Jeff. He's going to throw that boom shot, that drop shot out, excuse me, and it's not going to connect. But Kenny gets another big torque bow. So here we go. Kenny and Icy are in a 2v2 here. Toddy, Jeff on those stairs. Big, beautiful drop, but it doesn't do anything. Kenny getting the Nasher kill, though. Can they clean this win up?
Big win from Jeff there. He gets the double kill on Kenny and Icing. You know, you were looking at that play and you're like, why isn't Jeff helping out his teammate? It's because of the drop shot. It's able to take out 2 players at once from a distance like that. So you cannot sacrifice losing 2 players there. And because of that, he's able to get the double, but he can't stay alive. Was he alive? Mostly enough to let his teammate get back into this fight. Demise is going to be in a 1v2, and it's an uphill battle. Literally, as he was downstairs, they had the high ground, and they have the points lead. You hear the bells in the background ringing. This is it, Echofox. I said it, never count this team out, even though it is game point for Nimbus.
They got the respawn of the boom shot in their hands as well, and with veteran leadership, they know they just need one hill. They got to make sure they don't get wiped right here. They're going to rotate power weapons around. They're going to make sure that nobody can push up into any hill, even stand there, and that's a big round win for them. 210 is finally reached by Echofox. They didn't need the triple cap. They fought that war in the trenches, and they came out on top.
Now you're Nimbus. You need to make a decision. What do you do here? That's when the strategy comes into play, and they take out the boom. I completely support that decision. You remove the boom shot, which is, you know, been a little annoying to deal with, right? You still have the drop shot, you still have the torque down low. This initial is everything in this game. Who's gonna get the first kill?
And a lot of shots coming out. They play a little bit slower on the side of Echofox. They're going to get some great rounds in on Demise, but Demise is going to be bouncing around, and he's going to be full red, so he needs to stay safe. He needs to make sure he is not called out whatsoever. Kenny picking up that torque bow, and they're going to try to make a move on that drop shot, but Kenny gets called out. He's in no man's land. Great move by Demise to get that kill on Kenny, and he's going to move right up on Fran, but Fran playing him like a fiddle, getting that up A to come right into his shotgun, and he just chunks him right there for the easy win.
But they did get the drop shot. Toddy has possession of that. He is in a fight right now and is losing some health currently, which he does manage to gain some of it back. So Force is there to help him out. I believe Franchise was the one that was putting the pressure. They have the power weapon at the very least. This is insane. If Nimbus wins this game, this will be monumental for this team.
That is all the momentum and motivation they need going forward. And here we see on this overhead map, we're getting a beautiful sight line of it. And you see 3 members down in that Pistons area. And I think they finally got the call out that 1 member was waiting for him for a possible flank. Kenny slowly trotting up that ramp, and he's going to back off after that first shot from Demise. Lets him know that he's right there in that hill, possibly smoked out. So here we go. Jeff in a big 2v1. He gets taken out on the opposite side, though. Kyle getting forced. So now you're down 3v5. You got to keep your numbers, and you got to rotate your numbers to make sure you don't keep getting killed. That's 4 dead. This could be a wipe. Toddy there with the drop shot being the last line of defense, and he swiftly wiped from the map, and here it comes. 3,
it's all falling apart.
2, 1 for the bread, baby. Here we go. Round 13. Echofox has climbed back up the mountain, and they said, let's get 6-6. Let's get the spawns long, and let's make this map 1 ours.
The cloud has dissipated. Nimbus. That's the face of stress right there, because you just dropped round after round after round. And yeah, I mean, this is crazy. I never thought I'd see the day where they get rid of the torque bow, but they realized that they had to, because they weren't winning the initial down low. Take that fight over to the drop shot where they were having some success earlier. See if you can manage to snag the incendiaries and then cause disruption down low. That's what they're praying for here, but this is for all the marbles, Colin.
It's the biggest round of this map so far, and look at that. The smokes come out. Big shots out by Kenny. He's going to try to get to him hard.
First kill.
Demise, though, that's 2 big kills. Those are massive. Right now, you got to fly. You got to fly to your numbers. You got to make sure you do not let anybody get caught off guard. You can't find the flank. Franchise is also down on the map, so this could be an early round 13 wipe and win for Nimbus. Power getting the first kill. Kyle getting some shots on Force. If he can get it down right here, that's huge. That's massive. They do get it. The drop shot comes in from behind and is missed.
You got to fly at this point. The drop shot doesn't take out Kyle. Kyle is still going to be alive. He's still holding on. I cannot believe this. That somehow, some way, Echofox are still in this game. The Nimbus gave it up. They let it fall apart, and they had the advantage. You have to be frustrated in that moment there, Colin.
The name may have changed, but never forget Kyle was once critical Kyle, and he's been oh so critical to the success of Echofox in this round, keeping him alive.
They gave it up.
And he's finally going to get some shots in. He's going to get it down. It's going to get cleaned up. There's 2 members dead for each team. This is a massive fight. This is all you need right
this
here.
Is when you have to dig deep if you're Nimbus, but the domination is right there. 2 players are going to be on it. One guy's actually going to manage to get around to the other side here, and it's going to be Forrest, the savior for this team. He's going to be able to capture D, but they know that they just need to run over to him. Echofox will not make the same mistake that Nimbus made.
Yeah, that's just better in play, better in leadership, and amazing shots by somebody like Kyle, who is without a doubt one of the best and most accurate players we've ever seen. And now Forrest being taken out. They're just playing the spacing game. They know what they have to do. They're down there. When you got to bang in the paint, you got to keep that space, you got to box them out, and that's exactly what Echofox has continued to do. They know exactly how far they have to wait to get these shots in and to get some downs. And look at that, Nimbus has 4 members right in a small area. They're going to rotate one over to Statue to make sure nobody's going to flank.
Echofox, look at that setup from Echofox, right? It is just a wall of blue that they need to push. And it is going to be so hard. They have to win out their home. And at this point now, their only option, they need to trip cap them. But Franchise just got the drop shot, and he's going to be making his way over to the home. There goes the drop. Fran throws it down. They follow up with a second on the force. Handles, bye-bye. Powers gets the headshot on Tidy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we like to call a GG straight domination from Echofox. They own that game. They're not even gonna dominate it. They're not even gonna dominate it. They're letting it go down to the points, Colin. That's disrespect. Disrespect from Echofox.
Insult to injury, Belly. Powers standing up right there, giving him the classic hand on the throat. You choked. That is just inexperience, not being something you ever want to have against a veteran team like Echofox.
Colin, I have chills right now. The Cinderella story is ending before our own eyes. Nimbus, they were up 6-3. That can happen to Mortal Spawn.
Definitely can, and you know, really just experience is going to trump things here. And that final round, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better position. Anybody out here would say, hey, if we're going to be up with power weapons against 2 people left with 1 hill remaining on a 22-second respawn round.
I'm sick.
You have to be able to execute that better with your teammates. Yeah. You have numbers. You can't, you know, look, Kyle hit some good shots, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
No.
Coordination is going to trump in a 5v2. You always have to plan. Look, get the drop shot a little bit closer, plan it out, squeeze and choke them out, and it just wasn't executed. And
hands were shaky, man. Hands were shaky. Those kids thought that they had Echofox. They thought they had the win. But what you saw there were, in all honesty, not to be disrespectful, a couple kids going up against a couple Titans.
Kenneth said it best.
They just knew what they needed to do to win, and Echofox did just that. But I'm not going to count on Nimbus at all going into Impact.
Yeah, it all ultimately came down to Force pushing a 1v2 by himself when he had a teammate on his way to help him out. If he waited just a small second, that would have been it. Mortal Spawn, taking a look at the second half of the game, what did we see unfold?
Yeah, something I want to look at. We've been seeing it a lot this weekend on Foundation specifically. And we'll pull up the overhead map here and take a look, guys. So this is Foundation, and we're looking at second half. We've seen it a lot. We started to see a little bit in that second half. But on this home hill strategy, you're going to have these guys set up across the top, right? How do I push as a member of the red team? How do I push back and take back this setup? This typically happens in the middle of the match here. So what you have to do is you have to really sort of swing side like this across the map and start playing back and forth. A little bit of seesaw action. You go back and forth across the map until you can make this one guy sort of spread that way. You want to create advantages in Gears of War. You have to find the number advantage. Use your smoke grenades and swing your resources until you push that guy across, and then bam, you're going to push your whole squad. Focus this way, cut through the middle, find that little 5v4 situation that you can, jump on and really swing the pendulum in your favor and really take across there. So that's what sort of this, we see it a lot on the second half of Foundation, and it's it's something that we'll continue to see here. But you really got to create those number situations, patience, smoke grenades, focus on where you can create that number advantage.
I love it when you get nerdy like that, right?
It happens. All
right,
on the desk, it happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we head into map 2, we're gonna see if Nimbus can go ahead and tie things up with the Echofox. But first, let's learn a little bit more about Nimbus.
Nimbus is a really dynamic team. We have a whole bunch of different personalities on the team. We have a lot of young talent, but we have the wisdom as well. I'm more of a supporting slayer. I shoot for my teammates, but if I have to get dirty, I will. Jeff is our team cap, and he's more of the in-game leader, and he calls strats and tells us what we're supposed to do. Demise, he usually leads us into the fight, and he gets a lot of kills. TJ runs point on this team. He's one of our main slayers, very clutch player, and Toady is more of a supporting slayer as well as myself. Nimbus is more than hot right now. I think we're scorching, and we're gonna show it to you guys this event. Just pray you don't have to play us.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, if you don't know, we actually have a Bravo stream where Reciprocity just won 7-3 on Damn against the likes of Space Station Gaming.
Wow.
But heading into map 2 right here, Nimbus, we saw what they were capable of. It looked like the map was already theirs. I thought Echofox was done for. What do we need to see when it comes to Nimbus closing games out with a killer mentality?
I mean, he said that they were scorched. Sure, if they were on fire, I don't know, man. I think the water just got put on that one, buddy.
They put some ice on the collar.
They put a lot of ice on it. I like it, Belly. Bringing it back to the top. We're going to go, though, on to Impact.
Yeah, so Colin and Golden Boy, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you so much, Belly. And yes, on to Impact. And Colin, the last time I saw Nimbus play this, it was against Elevate. This was their pick, and they had a plan. This would have been 2-0 had they closed it out on Foundation, because I like Nimbus on Impact.
That's an early down, though. Demise getting Lancered so quickly that as soon as he comes to his fire door there, going into that T-table, he's going to get down, but he gets to tap himself back up. That's how long all of that team fire was going on for. But the kills and the hills are going to go into favor of Nimbus early in this round. You see 3 already dead, with 1 coming off spawn finally. Franchise stops the bleeding a little bit right here.
That's not a role you can take against Franchise, man. Just facts. But Franchise, though, is out of the action for a couple seconds here, and they're going to be putting a lot of pressure onto the home of Echofox. Tawny's going to be kind of trapped between a rock and a hard place there. Literally, it was some steel and rock. That was the only thing that he had to use for cover there, and that was very, very difficult. Going to be able to win out on that situation. Now, though, as we are looking at Icy, one of the guys that kind of just neutralized Nimbus, and just nasty shot there from Icy as well, shuts them down.
Yeah, he's going to play a little dirty right there. Sweet, sweet bag of shot off of that wall, getting a great chunk there. Here comes Demise, though. Let's see where he rotates. He's going to get called out. And look at Icy pulling his Lancer out. He knows he doesn't have to force a possible 50-50 fight right there. That's a smart play. He doesn't want to get too close, possibly get chunked, give up another kill. But he is going to push into force, and he's going to get 2v1. So that's an ill-advised push into a member who might have been ready for it. And here we go. They're going to fly across the map. Demise called out again. He's going to get some damage on, but there's enough cover, enough lanes that you can dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge your way out of some Lancer bullets.
5D's a dodgeball, baby. That's what it's all about. Powers with the kill onto Force is going to send a significant player back to the respawn here. And we're kind of back at square one, and you have a lot of members for Nimbus who are going to be down. And a domination for Echofox here. Things were looking good for Nimbus at the beginning, but against Echofox, you can never rest on your laurels, and Echofox continues their winning ways. Nimbus have not won a round in quite some time, Colin.
They have not won a round since they went up 6-3, so they lost 4 straight, now 5 in a row. That is a big mountain to climb as they come down the hill with all that momentum.
There you go.
Echofox is off and running. There's that torque bow. You keep talking about how they want to get in the hands of somebody like Force. So Golden Boy, you got to see it firsthand on Bravo earlier this morning. Is Force quite the force to be reckoned with?
Oh, the kid's nasty with that gun. He's so good with it, but when Echofox would have been fools not to have watched the game that they had against Elevate, you have to expect this. You have to be prepared for this. And there you go. Force, he's waiting for that player to come through the smoke. That was going to be Powers, but they are going to trade out. Powers gets the kill onto Demise. 2 players are going to be on the point currently. Force goes down. Jeff's going to be rounding up the rear. No one has gotten the torque bow quite yet. And they do finally get the kill. That's going to be 2 members down. Jeff's just going to rotate. He kind of just was stuck in no man's land there. He was by himself in the back. Did he go to the home? Does he try and play around? Does he try and get a little cheeky push up behind him? He ended up just dying instead. And now the torque bow will be for Franchise.
Yeah, Fran with a torque in his hand. He's got a great sensibility. He's an old school sniper. So you know he's got the accuracy. He just has to pinpoint it a little bit with the torque bow, a little bit different than just putting a bullet through the brain. He's got to stick an arrow to a body. And Toddy, though, is going to look across the map, get some call-outs and some marks. He's going to see where these members are rotating to. He sees Kyle, though, trying to protect that home hill. So he said, let me maybe move up. Let me maybe get some better positioning. But without the knowledge of that X-ray like we have, he doesn't know that there's a possible 2v1 situation that he might be running right into with Icy waiting on those baby steps, but Jeff is coming up behind Icy as well, so these numbers advantages could be delayed or possibly negated by how you rotate yourself.
I stand corrected. I thought that he did not have the vision here, but Toddy, is he going to be able to win this one out? No, he gets downed. 2 members are going to be out for Nimbus, and although Force gets the kill onto Franchise, that takes care of the torque bow there. Jeff with the pickup. Force has kind of used his bait, and now Jeff's going to be the last man standing here. This is not looking good for Nimbus.
All by himself in a no-man's land.
The lose streak continues, Colin.
Oh my goodness, they're gonna get into that hill finally though. They do have enough time to run in, roll out, try to get some smokes out there, and hold off that wave. Here it goes though, they're gonna push them back down. And Echofox, they just gotta set up again, Kenny getting forced. So again, as soon as you get your numbers off spawn, you give one right back up. You gotta compose yourselves, you gotta slow it up, you gotta see the map for what it is and not for that fog.
This is literally the same situation that they were in before. Echofox had control of B. They were pushed up. They never gave them an angle to be able to be effective at the window. And as soon as they pushed, they just busted out the Nashers, took out the players that were roadie running right in. And then you also had that fight that was going on by the stern, or excuse me, on the other end, by the tail of the plane. Just the same thing. Echofox has just been, they let Nimbus play right into their hand so many times. And because of that, this round is over because all they need is just 1 point to win.
Yeah, they just got to hold on to that hill. Here we go, 200 points to 152. And in about 5 seconds, 4 seconds, you're going to get to that magic number. 2 members down. All they got to do is clean them up, recap this hill, and finish it off in style. Here comes that 3rd member, though, Toddy, getting taken out himself. The recap, the magic number, and another round for Echofox. This is where you have to almost, it's not a tactical timeout. Just use that full 30 seconds. Use it all. Talk it over. You got to have a bit of a conversation, even if it's just with yourself. Talk it over.
Because right now, I just saw 3 players here, and none of them look like they're talking. 4 players. There you go. Only 1 member who's guiding it. They're IGL more than likely, or 1 player that's just trying to be that guy that is kind of rallying the troops. But they all just look defeated here. That was their plan. Get the torque bow down. Play around the bow. They didn't even get control of the bow a single time in that game. Franchise had possession of that. Kenny, I think, also had possession of it. Didn't matter who had it. It just wasn't in the hands of Nimbus.
They getting the kills early. They're getting the hills early. Actually, after Nimbus won that after they won the initial on the 1st round, they got the kills and the 2 hills set up. There was a great retake by Echofox. Opposite end of the story, though. Echofox winning the initial in the second round. And then playing great defense, knowing when to push, when to pull. It's that tug of war. And them being smart enough, veteran enough to get those kills, those downs. Look at the damage coming out. They know that they got to down him 2 more times. Demise, they're trying to cut off this push by Power. So Power's going to be full red. He's going to have to take a second, get his breath, get his health. And here he goes. A bunch of fancy movement, but a missed shot here and there. So he knows he's in a bad position. He put himself out in the middle of nowhere to get shot, but he gets the turnaround on to Force. And Demise getting Kenny. So the numbers in favor for Nimbus. But Power's still there, still being a nuisance, still floating around, still doing what he does best, which is making big plays happen.
At the very least, though, they were able to get B control, and they were able to get the torque bow. So there was some value there for Force going down. They were able to get possession, map, weapons, all the good stuff here. Now Echofox, they just have to wait on Kyle to come back into the action so that they could start pushing up here and get back B. And maybe force back Toddy. And Toddy isn't necessarily the player you want to have with the bow. You want Force to be that guy who has the bow. Toddy is also pretty solid with it as well, but you want it to go in his hands.
I like what they did, though. Power's pushed all the way across to force Toddy back up to that big window all the way at the top of the stairwell. So now he can't just get easy picks here on Fran when he tries to break and cap that B hill. But Demise coming right back in and getting icy. So now Fran has to make something happen because he's going to get squinched here very quickly. A bunch of damage in from Lancers. The easy down, the easy kill. Powers runs into a meat shield, doesn't break it with the first shot. A really fancy bounce set right there, but it means absolutely nothing as you're pushing into that final hill, threatening that triple cap. You're over there. Kenny's the last member, I think, to have a chance to get anywhere. Maybe Icy, but Icy gets taken out, and Kenny left in the middle of the desert with not a hope.
All right, so a breath of fresh air for Nimbus. Their streak of losing ends. They're able to get a round win, but that was a very difficult win for Nimbus. 2-1 in the count here currently. If you're just joining us, you missed an incredible game in game one that went the distance, but now the young team Nimbus versus the veterans in Echofox.
And look, they're settling in over that incendiary at the tail. It's not too big of a weapon. It doesn't necessarily change the complexion of this matchup, but they're also taking the full 30 seconds to talk it over. I wish I could hear what they were saying, because they're probably talking about getting in there, getting into the fight, getting dirty, because they're getting those downs as they come through that door, but they're never able to capitalize on that down, and I think that's a big misstep for them early. I think they need to get in there and bang it out with those nationals deep in that back table.
Yeah, because they just don't have a player that's pushing out, right? They're just kind of holding out by the window and by the bridge steps. They're never really trying to, or excuse me, by the hospital steps. They're never really trying to push forward with that. But there you go now. Force and Powers are going to be back to back right next to each other. Powers able to get the kill on the Force here. That's going to open the floodgates now for Echofox to capitalize, get these players down. 2 players are going to be out. 3 are going to be out. 4 now. 1 player left alive. That's going to be Toddy. He's going to need to hold this one down, but you start to see that push coming in. Toddy will not be enough. He's going to get the shotty, and that will be the round. Just like that, Echofox answer back.
Echofox showing dominance there. They make one little adjustment, one little change to their game plan, and that's get Powers on that back table and let Powers just embarrass somebody, which is exactly what he did right there. Played him like a fiddle, got him to both move up the cover, went for a little shot just to get a little bit of damage. Powers, before you knew it, bounced onto the opposite side, got in your face, chunked you, put you down on the ground, and then it was just like you said, the floodgates.
And that player was Force, man. Force again. He has been so much of a dominant presence in this game. You know, look, he hit, well, actually, I stand correct. Well, yeah, he's had 6 kills. And actually, I looked, that's 2 rounds now that he hasn't really been that much of a presence as well. So I stand corrected here. He was good in the beginning, but now he's kind of just fizzled out a little bit. And you've had Demise has had to pick up a lot of that slack for this team.
And with the frags in mid-cut, that is a big change-up, I think. I think now you're going to have to see what happens in that middle-cut area, because if you get frags, you can basically force your enemies wherever you want them, because they're going to have to avoid that splash damage. They're going to break ice there, and they're going to get some kills, but it looks like the trades are coming out. It is a 3v4 in favor of Nimbus. They need some more pistol shots here. They're going to down Fran, but Powers, big play with the torque bow, getting that shot on and getting a kill.
Managing to keep his team very much in this fight. Jeff now is going to be by himself trying to push this here, and he's just going to get blown up by Franchise the second he tried to challenge. It was either that or it was going to be the torque bow. Toddy's going to be in a crappy spot, and now he also just explodes. That will be 3 players down. They're going right back to capping B. The domination coming through. Players off of the respawn though, but map presence firmly for Echofox here, even if Nimbus are able to push up and get C control.
That's a massive kill for Demise. And look at Demise, he's not going to take any chances. He's not going to even catch his breath. He's flying right at Kenny Bounce, who is waiting there at the A-hill, playing it smart, getting the damage in, and then the final shot comes out, chunking him as he runs at him. Force getting Franchise on the opposite side of the map. Now Force looking down from that big window, and oh my goodness, Powers with another torque bow kill.
It's just disgusting. You know, Echofox, when they got that win on Foundation, the confidence just shot up for them. No one went in there to challenge at all. There was a player up, but the fear of God was in him. And he decided he didn't want to push B.
He waited so long, and all I could think to myself is, what is he waiting on? Is he waiting on a single flare, a little smoke fire? Is he waiting for somebody to start yelling in his ear, you better run, boy? Because right now, he's watching the countdown come out, and he's just sitting on that back cover waiting to throw a smoke and try to sneak in there. Can't do that against veteran teams. You can't make those mistakes.
They're dropping the weapons so quickly. And Colin, you keep talking about wanting this team to have a conversation, to talk. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just the way that they operate. They don't really do it like that, but you kind of need to at this point now, right? Your tournament life is on the line here. 3 more rounds, and that's it. It is curtains for your Cinderella story. Is this how you really want to go out, by choking game 1 and then losing out on your map? The map that you should have won? I don't know. This has been a very, very rough going.
Hey, look, the answer to their test right here was to change the face of the fight. They put the boom shot down at tail, and they said, let's try to win a big power weapon on the opposite side of the map because we keep getting embarrassed over there with that torque bow down. And they do. They get the boom shot, they get it down to Powers and Kenny, and the torque bow is yet to be picked up, so they have the power weapons. They have the ability to rotate around the map. But Kenny, that's a great kill by him. That's a big kill. He's going to possibly get down there for some Lancer fire. He's going to go ahead and rev that torque up. Let's see what he does with it. He lets that bolt out. He doesn't get the kill, but he might get some splash damage, and now he's going to be pushed out. Icy, though, waiting in the wings. You've got the monster now with you. Let's see what they can do here. He's going to push him on that back table. He's not going to get the kill. Nobody's going to get into a hill in time. That's 1 second. Nobody in time. Nobody in time at all.
Good distraction there to bring him back. Also, another adjustment that you got to highlight there, Colin, was that Force did not go to the tables. He decided not to push that fight against Powers. Instead, he ended up going outside to the tail. Toddy was the one that was dealing with him there. Before, we saw Force go, and he just got bodied immediately. So maybe that was a little bit of the adjustment that they needed for them to get that moment of just calm in their squad so they could get this 3rd round win.
A little bit of a play style, a little bit of a placement adjustment. It's mid-round adjustments that mean everything, but with the weapons wiped off the map and we move in here to the second half, 4-2 in favor of Echofox, with the hills being different, and the melee on Icy, and Icy stunned forever. It seemed like he's gonna get killed off, but Powers and Kenny answering right back. It's a 3-on-4, and if you are Echofox, do you fly at him, especially with some damage here on Toddy, but it looks like it's a 1v1 situation, and you're gonna have to rotate out. But here comes Kenny, the reinforcements. Kenny on the high horse, riding in like the cavalry, saving his teammate. I love to see it.
And Toddy was just between those tables. He could not move. Demise has to be the savior here, but he is going to get pinched. Powers is going to be working alongside Kyle. Potential domination here. It's all up to Handles. And by the way, can we talk about Handles real fast? Because Handles has 2 kills this whole game.
Last night, he was a beast to be reckoned with on side stations when he was trying to save his tournament life. Late into the night, I was watching him. He was getting up. He was getting excited. He was getting in the face of the opponent's team. But ever since they started losing rounds on Foundation, you lost that energy. I need Handles to start getting back up. I need him to be that beast he was last night.
He was so good in game 1, though. He was like a big reason why they were able to win. If we could take a look at the scoreboard real fast, I just want to get a lay of the land here. Handles 2 and 8 with 1 down. See, so what was it? I was talking with Blaze the other day, and it was a guy who went like 3 and I think 7, but Blaze was like, yay, I mean, he got 7 downs. Okay, well, we are now 8 rounds into this. He is 2 and 1 down. That shows me he is not being very effective. Thank you so much to Cleaner for showing me the scoreboard there, buddy, and for some stellar observing work.
Hey, look, I was going to try to play off of what you said. You said that shows you that he's not putting in all the work, but Cleaner showing us all these stellar fights. So here we go. Let's get it again. You're going to have a 3-down situation, 4 down. Powers last alive. He is going to have the weight of the world on his shoulders, and it's going to be a little too much. The boom shot comes out. It finishes him off, but they're going to have to spread their forces. They got 3 alive. Are they going to go for the triple cap, or do they try to regain composure, get their members off spawn? A lot of fire there on Force. He's going to be down and cleaned up by that member coming off spawn for Echofox. That is Kenny.
He got cleaned up very quickly there. He was playing on the home of Echofox, Colin. There just wasn't really much that he was going to be able to accomplish there if he wasn't moving quickly enough, and he was already weakened from the previous battle. So they are going to be able to reclaim their home Echofox, which is the F hill, as well as push forward to the neutral, which is E, by the tail. And you just got to play the support game here for Handles. You got to help out as much as you can. You get that 1 down on the franchise, and that's what you need to do, right? Maybe right now you don't push forward. You let Demise be that guy taking point as he's been doing this whole game, and Handles, you round up the rear and you give them the backup that they deserve here. Kenny, though, is going to get the kill on the Force. Demise follows up with 1 on Icy. Toddy with 1 on to Kenny now. They're going to get the downs. They're going to get the pickups. Fran's going to be in the back, and this is looking like domination for Nimbus. They're trying to get back into this game, but one player, which is Powers, was there for the stop. took out Jeff. Jeff needed to win that 1v1, and he failed miserably.
Powers bringing all that pressure onto him, making sure that he wins that 1v1, but Jeff already back off respawn now, so we're gonna have a 5-on-5 fight. We're gonna have a battle royale. Everybody's gonna be swinging for the fences because everybody needs to know right here, it's 112 to 80. You're gonna have to get some breaks, keep the pressure on your opponent. Here comes the downs and the damage. Kyle pushing straight in on Demise. Can he get the kill? He does get the first one. He's gonna be caught in that corner though, and we're gonna watch Force try to get a down on Kyle. He can't. Handles cleaning up Icy somewhere else on the map. So these members are being pushed into bad situations for Echofox. They're not able to get anywhere and save anybody. They're gonna finally get some downs, some kills. They have to use this momentum. This is where you have to start picking it up. The respawns are quick enough though that you might be running into another shotgun. You might be running into another fight.
Also, I do want to commend Echofox for really putting the pressure onto Force there, isolating him in that fight, not really allowing him to get any kind of movement. Demise, he looked like he had a surefire kill in front of him, but he ends up dying. Players coming off the respawn though, and they're gonna need to get down the staircase. Jeff dies immediately as he comes down the steps, and that is gonna put Echofox at game point, series point, and Powers is letting him know.
I cannot tell you enough what it means to me to see Powers this event getting up, getting hyped, getting loud, and being a vocal leader for that team. We talked about yesterday how when they were losing to Ghost, they didn't have energy. We wanted to see energy come out of these guys. And if anybody's gonna have it, if anybody's gonna be able to put it into the emotion of the rest of those guys, it's Powers. He's young enough, he's got the energy, he's got the hype, he's got the skill to do it. If he can get up, get loud early on, and make plays, watch out if you're the rest of this field.
Here we go. Echofox, one round away from moving on in this competition. The Cinderella story for Nimbus. I've had the pleasure to follow this team throughout the competition and learn even more about them. I've come to respect them quite a bit. But Echofox, they have always had my respect for how they play this game. The boom shot now, that's gonna be one. Kyle gets the kill on Jeff. The follow up there on the Force. Toddy's gonna get boomed right there. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not looking very peachy for Nimbus. Echofox, though, we're not able to move into F, so players are gonna be coming off the respawn here. But can Kenny clutch it up? Oh, Kenny's gonna get downed and out by Demise.
So here Kenny gives up his life. That's 4-on-5 now because all the resources are all spawned. Kenny still has 5 seconds before he can get anywhere. You've got to gather yourself up, gather your composure, and try to make a play quickly here while you have the numbers advantage. But it's been too long. It took too long, and Kenny.
But that's a credit to Kyle. That's a credit to Kyle for keeping him back over by that home spawn, the home hill, right? You just pinned him back there. They don't want to make any dumb decisions. They're playing scared, honestly.
That's pretty much the only way I think to describe it at this point. Kyle on that back table, and Demise trying to get shots on him, trying to keep marks on him, but every time Demise pops his head, a little bit of Lancer fire comes from the opposite big window to keep him down. Everybody has to be set up. Toddy getting taken out finally by Kenny, and Franchise getting forced. That's 2 dead on the opposite side of the map, and it looks like Demise is going to be by himself, but he's going to have one member at the top of that stairwell behind him to help with a little Lancer fire, and here Demise is. Is he going to push in on Kyle? He will, and let's see if Kyle can get it here. He will not. Demise will take him out. Powers taking out Jeff, though, and with a bit of an execution, so...
I mean, Demise has been doing so much, but where's everyone else? Where's everybody else? Like, he can only do so much, man. This guy has been a point man for this team. He's gonna need his squad to back him up so that they can win this round. Toddy with the kill onto Icy now. Demise pushes up onto the home of Echofox. This is it, game point. Put up or shut up.
The way that Demise is playing, though, he's quite comfortable. It's like he's playing in a position of power himself. He's like, I've got the lead. I don't know why it seems that way. He just seems comfortable. He seems confident in the shots he's taken, the rotations he's taken. He's not really playing scared right now. He's going to go right at Kyle. Look at that. He's going to miss the shot, though. That's a big miss, and Kyle will embarrass him and take advantage. That's a full wipe, and it looks like they could move up on that hill with one member coming off spawn. Force is going to have to be reckoned with right here if he wants to prevent them from being sent home.
Force versus Powers. It's the young guns that are going up against each other, but the difference maker here is that Echofox had protection. They protected Powers, but still, players are going to be able to push up now onto F. Domination in 5 seconds, but they're going to be able to break it. They got the numbers around there, surely. That's 4 players that swarm over to F. but now the pressure is on because the points, they're losing on the points. They have to fly, they have to capture right now, and they just simply will not be able to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, Echofox, they're moving on. Nimbus, you're going home. GG.
And it was like child's play. Echofox went ahead and sent the young group of pros home, but nevertheless, congratulations to Nimbus for even making it this far in their second event for the Immortal Spawn. In the past 14 rounds, Echofox, they have been up 12-2.
Yeah, I mean, it's really demoralizing losing that foundation for these guys, and I think we all projected it to sort of go this way. Look, these Nimbus guys placing the money here in this tournament. Top 6, amazing performance. I'm incredibly proud of these guys. We have to look at the positives here. You know, coming out of open bracket, making noise in their pool, establishing themselves as a presence here on the pro circuit, moving forward to the next event. I'm really excited to see where this team goes.
Yeah, you know, this is the first time I've had the opportunity to see Nimbus in action. I fell in love with the squad. They have so much talent, but they do need to tighten things up a little bit more going into their next event. You can't have situations where guys like Handles, who are big players, kind of fizzle out in matches like this. When it goes out to that 6-6 and you lose 7-6, that you need to use that as fuel to drive you to slap the other team in game 2, but instead they let that set them back a little bit more.
But you know what? I don't want this team to go home with their heads down. I want them to continue. Colin, you and I, we preach consistency. We don't want them to go home and make any team changes. We want them to watch the footage, watch the VOD, get better and learn why you lost. Learn how to finish rounds when you're up 6-3 against the likes of Echofox, because most teams don't make it this far.
They have a great foundation, and the consistency on that team is great for their future. They're young guns, they're hungry, they want to win. I hope they stay together. I hope they go home, talk it over. They don't play the blame game. They got to make that foundation out of the toughest concrete we've ever seen. Come back hungrier, come back stronger. I think Nimbus can be a force to be reckoned with in the future if they just keep doing it.
But speaking of a force to be reckoned with, Echofox is going to move on. They will play the winners of Reciprocity and Space Station Gaming. But before we get into that, I want to send it off to the main stage where Farouk has an interview with Echofox.
Belly, thank you very much. I'm here with Kenny, winning squad Echofox. Now, I got to talk about Kyle, round 13, map 1 on Foundation. Avoiding those 2 boom shots, staying alive. Tell me, what did that do to you guys' motivation and moving on to this match?
Well, it just gave us like hope and confidence. We were climbing back from being down 3-6, and if he doesn't get those kills or go big with the Marksa, then that's first map gone. And now we have to win Impact, and we're probably going on to Forge right now, I believe. So his Marksa play was huge, and him staying alive and opening up even kills for Vic, it was what we needed.
Now, you guys are battle tested, but talk to me about the mental fortitude to stay in it, down 6-3 against a hot Nimbus team. You guys played them before, but you're down 6-3 with a chance to go home. Tell me what was the mindset going on and what you guys were talking about, how you got back in it.
Well, like I said in the pregame interview, we needed to stay positive and keep our energy up. We went down 3-6. We stayed positive. We weren't bitching at each other, and we just kept being motivational. We knew that if we started climbing and getting rounds, that we could steamroll and win the rest of the map. IC was playing well. Everyone was just playing well. It's huge for us to get this win under our belt because they're a hot team. They're playing really well this event, and to win in the way that we did was something very reinforcing for us. We clutched up a lot in New Orleans, and it's good that we still have that gene here because you need that if you're going to win an event.
Absolutely. So how would you rate that performance overall?
Overall, it's about a 7. The comeback was great, but that's not what we want. We want clean, consistent games because that's how you're going to get to a grand finals.
Well, speaking about what you want, either way, you're going to get Elevate or Space Station Gaming. Which one do you want next?
To be honest with you, I'd like to see Space Station. They're considered a top 14 best team in Europe. We played them last event. They were a tough match for us, so I feel like if we want to keep going forward, we want the hardest path possible for us because we need to be playing at our best if we're going to beat someone in the grand finals in 2 series.
All right, well, congratulations. You guys are moving on. Gentlemen, back to you.
And there you have it. Kenny from Echofox, one of the smartest players in the game, a high IQ for the game. But moving along, how they're going to match up against the likes of Reciprocity or Space Station Gaming, that's going to be a true test. Space Station Gaming, that's the game that we all want to see. Reciprocity, if they happen to keep that fire going, that's going to be a hell of a match as well.
Yeah, I think they match up really well together. Echofox and Space Station, it'll be a really good one to watch. And
really
close. They can't dig themselves in a hole like they just did. It is good to see that, but this Echofox team has to really be sharp.
If you want to beat Ghost Gaming, who are having just a phenomenal tournament, on top of that, also Optic Gaming, who have always been incredible. That can't happen, right? And Kenny knows that, and that's why he said what he said. I know that they are going back into it, and they're like, how do we not have to rely on Kyle making one of the clutchest plays of the tournament so that we can stay alive in this competition? That being said, though, it just shows the, I guess the veteran presence of Echofox to be able to still maintain the confidence down 6-3 on their map choice.
But the fact that they're even down 3-6 to begin with against Nimbus, that's what gets me.
Well, see, in New Orleans, when they caught fire in that losers bracket and had to play all Sunday long, what Echofox truly reminds me of is like a fastball pitcher that gets stronger as the game goes on. With those repetitions, as he continues to pound that strike zone, they're going to get stronger and better. These veterans love to be able to manipulate the game and the way they play throughout the day. I think they're just going to keep getting stronger and stronger as that tournament drags on, and I like to see that. They went 7-6 on that first map. It took them forever to win that first map. But once they started getting that momentum, it took them forever. Those repetitions, that's all that matters.
My buddy, and you guys know him as well, Ghost Siami, always says legends are made in the losers bracket.
There you go.
This is what Echofox is going to have to do. It's going to be the run of their lives, and I cannot wait to see what they do next.
I'm definitely excited, but let's take a look at our losers bracket. This long journey that Echofox has been going through. You see with the 2-0 against Nimbus, are currently waiting for the winners of the Reciprocity and Space Station Gaming matchup. But Reciprocity being up 1-0, winning damn against Space Station Gaming, something that we have not expected. But Space Station, they're now up 6-3 on Foundation.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna be tying this up, and the longer this goes on, I think this is gonna go in Space Station's favor. Getting these reps in, and seeing them Echofox moving on here, it would be a good one. But Reciprocity, don't count them out here.
All right,
tune into this match right now.
Jumping on board, Reciprocity and Space Station Gaming on board with Pell with the.
Oh God, Diablo! That was a shot. That's a shot and a half.
Just jumping in the game, right, Golden Boy?
I know. I love it, man. That's what it's all about, dude. I love Gears of War. There's nothing more satisfying than a headshot with a sniper rifle in Gears of War. I dare anyone to tell me otherwise.
They lose one sniper from Pell, though, because after he takes that first shot and makes it look oh so pretty, he takes a little cheeky shot and then ends up losing the sniper. Lava getting that respawn, and though the hill count is going to go in favor of Space Station, I think with the power weapons in mind, and I think with the leadership that Reciprocity has, they might be able to make a little bit of a play call right